Hello, good morning. Can I get a sound check? Can you guys hear me? Thank you. Screen, can you guys see my screen? Okay. Okay din yung screen, ha? All right. Uh, we'll wait for 1 more minute and then we'll start. Okay, let's start. So, ang klase natin ngayon is the overview of heat load calculation. I'm using some of my old slides, so pagpasensyahan nyo na. A little bit about me. I didn't show this before. My name is Donny Gabriel. I'm a professional mechanical engineer. I specialize actually in HVAC or ACMV. I graduated Bachelor of Science of Mechanical Engineering from Mapua. I hold PME qualifications way back 2016 and MBA from AMA University. I started my work 2001 under RJ Halpin Partners, but I moved to Singapore sometime around 2009. I started working overseas around 2005, moved to Singapore 2009, and currently I'm in the US. So if you need anything, if you have questions about this, you can email me, you can message me, you can reach out to me. So dito sa pag-aralan niya sa heat load calculation, we will be covering three major topics. First is yung sensible and latent heat load, how to calculate the sensible and latent heat load, defining sensible and latent heat load, and then how to calculate those sensible and latent heat load with simple sample calculations, and of course some rules of thumb. First, let's define yung sensible and latent heat load. There are two types of heat loads or cooling loads. It's interchangeable, heat loads and cooling loads. But just so you know, there's no such thing as lamig or there's no such thing as cold. What we have is heat. Cold is the absence of heat. So there's no such thing as malamig. Ang tamang ano dun is hindi mainit. Yun eh. So ang nako-quantify natin yung init, hindi natin nako-quantify yung lamig. So first, ano ba yung sensible heat load? Sensible heat load, as the name suggests, sensible, ibig sabihin, nararamdaman. This is the heat where there's actual change in temperature. So whatever temperature scale that you're using now, whether it be Celsius, whether it be Fahrenheit, if there's a change in temperature, there's a change in there's a change in heat load or there's an increase or decrease in heat load. Eh ano naman yung latent? Yung latent naman is increase in heat load or increase in heat without the rise or without the change in temperature. Example nito yung ice. Yung tubig na nagiging ice or yung ice na nagiging tubig. Kapag yung ice naging tubig, the temperature doesn't change. It's still at 0 degrees Celsius. However, there's tawag ito, obviously some heat transfer that causes the ice to melt. It's the same with vaporization where water turns into gas. There's a change of phase. That's one sign that there is latent heat if there's a change of phase. Dito for our instance, it's water from water from liquid into gas. Yung change of phase niya constitutes latent heat load. Okay, so there again, summary, there's two kinds of heat: sensible, which you can feel, which you can measure via the thermometer, and there is latent heat load, where there's no change in temperature, but usually there's a change in phase. Okay. Ano naman nakaugnayan nito ngayon sa air conditioning natin? Ang topic natin ngayon is air conditioning heat load. So sa isang kwarto, there are sources of heat. Kaya tayo nag-aircon kasi mainit. That's the that's the simplest way of doing it. Kaya may aircon kasi gusto natin lumamig kasi kailangan natin kasi mainit. So how are we going to get that heat out of the space, or how much heat is being generated within the space? So sa isang kwarto, there are few sources of heat. Remember, we discussed earlier, there's sensible heat and there's latent heat. Sa loob ng isang kwarto, let's take this ang tawag dito, this picture as an example. There's sources of sensible heat and there are sources of latent heat. Ano-ano yung sources ng sensible heat at ano-ano yung sources ng latent heat? Ang sources ng sensible heat ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 major sources of sensible heat. Radiant heat load, conductive, equipment, lighting, occupancy, at outdoor. Ang major sources ng latent heat ay equipment, occupancy, at saka outdoor air. So pag pinag-combine mo yung sensible, the total sensible, plus the total latent, ang kakalabasan mo ay total heat load. So total heat is equal to sensible plus latent heat load. So we will discuss one by one kung ano-ano yung bawat heat load sources na ito. We will discuss on each heat load sources. So first, let's look at the radiant heat load. Ano ba yung radiant heat load? Ang radiant heat load usually comes from your walls, windows, and doors. By the word itself, radiant, it means it is the heat being transferred from the sun, from outside, going in. Pagka naranasan ninyo, di ba, pagka mayroong spotlight na nakatutok sa inyo, mainit. Yung init na yun, nagagaling doon sa ilaw. Just imagine, yung araw is equal to the spotlight. When it shines on the building, so that heat also affects the inside of the building. Yun yung radiant heat load. So how does it work? Radiant, assuming na itong yellow light na to is yung ating sun ray. When the sun shines through the walls, windows, and doors, usually yung windows natin glass, yung doors natin minsan wood, tapos yung walls natin minsan concrete. So that item itself, that object itself gets heated up, and that heat transfers from outside to inside. So example, halimbawa, meron tayong isang window. Yung window natin ang material niya ay glass. Ang size niya is 4 meters by 2.4 meters. Ang orientation niya west. So importante, no, napansin nyo, dito pa lang meron na tayong maraming assumption or maraming verification. Una, it differs on the orientation. Sun rays differs dependent on the orientation. Siyempre, kapag yung wall mo nakatutok sa north, hindi masyadong maaarawan yan. Unlike kung yung pader mo or yung wall mo or yung window mo, nakatutok either east or west. Siyempre, kapag ka east, iba yung oras ng mainit siya kaysa sa west. Sa umaga sa east, sa hapon sa west. So you have to consider that also. Now, assuming that our orientation is at west, our wall orientation is at west, tapos meron tayong size as given below, at meron din tayong material as given below, we are able to calculate how much radiant heat is coming from outside to inside. So, ito ang example, what do you call this? Example calculation. Using your radiant location, again, yung season, yung solar factor, coefficient of heat transfer, at saka shading factor, makakalculate natin yung radiant heat na pumapasok. But at this point, hindi natin kukuhain yung bawat isa niyan. Yung radiant location, season, angle of radiation, solar, ay nakukuha sa weather forecast. So merong mga companies that provides weather forecast, that provides radiant location, that provides kung gaano kainit sa bawat araw sa bawat pwesto ng mundo. One of that is yung ASHRAE, and the other is your local weather data. Your solar factor, coefficient of heat transfer, at saka shading factor comes from the manufacturer of your material. So different glass windows or different manufacturer of windows would have different solar factors, would have different coefficient of heat transfer, and would have different shading factor. So this data, coupled with this data, the weather data, coupled by the manufacturer's specification, will be able to provide us ang tawag nila ay coefficient, material coefficient. So this procedure is used to calculate the solar air temperature for each hour on each surface. Because of the tedious calculation, using simple spreadsheet or computer software are involved to reduce the effort. So let's just say na yung window natin ngayon would have 513 watts of sensible heat gain from the rays of the sun. So, hindi ko muna pinakita yung calculation nito, but the principle is laid out. We will use the same formula as we used here to the other sources of heat gains. Next, another sources of heat gain is conductive. So, ito naman nakukuha doon sa ceilings, sa floors, and sa partitions. Ang premise nito, yung premise natin nung una ay radiant, which means yung sa labas, yung init sa labas, papasok sa loob ng kwarto natin. Ngayon naman, ang premise, hindi sa labas. Yung kabilang kwarto, halimbawa yung second floor natin, hindi aircon. So may init din siya, di ba? So yung init na yun, tatagos yun sa ceiling natin para doon sa sa kwarto natin, iinit din siya. Gayon din yung floor. Halimbawa, sa second floor tayo, yung first floor, bodega, hindi aircon. Yung init sa first floor o yung init sa lupa, pupunta yan sa loob ng kwarto natin. Through conductive. yung radiant is yung may sun rays. Yung conductive, walang sun rays. But the principle is the same. Yung init sa labas o yung init sa kabilang kwarto, pupunta yun sa atin. Magta-transfer yun sa kwarto natin. And usually, yung mga lugar na mainit pero walang sun rays is yung floor sa taas, yung floor sa baba, o yung kabilang kwarto. Okay. The formula is the same. Coefficient of heat transfer, which is the same as yung formula sa radiant. However, yung coefficient of heat transfer is provided by the sun rays, by the specifications from the manufacturer. So here is the same. Ito pa rin yung formula natin. Q is equal to AU delta T. A is yung area. Halimbawa, yung surface area. Halimbawa, ito yung space natin. Yung indoor space natin, ito may tao. Yung kabila, non-conditioned space. So, mas mainit siya. Ito yung size, ito yung partition, ito yung material, partition. So, heat transfer is equal to yung area, itong red na to, yung area ng material, yung coefficient of heat transfer, multiplied by the coefficient of heat transfer, yung heat transfer natin ay, again, makukuha mo sa manufacturer, at saka, yung difference in temperature. Kung yung aircon mo ay 24, yung sa kabilang side ay 32, yung difference nun. Ang ano lang dito, ang maganda lang dito, yung coefficient of heat transfer dahil yung insulated partition are common materials. Whatever manufacturer you will be using, they will make it the same, and they will make use of the same materials. That's why for this instance, you're able to get that as 18 watts per square meter per Kelvin. Ang unit natin sa coefficient of heat transfer, ang unit ng coefficient for heat transfer is Kelvin. Pero yung difference natin sa temperature is Celsius. However, Celsius, ang conversion ng Celsius at saka ng Kelvin is just plus 200 something. So the delta K is equal to delta C because they are using the same scale. That's why here you can cancel out the C and the K. Okay? So ito yung area natin, area ng partition 10 times yung coefficient of coefficient of heat transfer ng insulated partition 0.18 tapos yung temperature difference. So we'll be able to get 16 watts. So balik tayo dito, no? Sa radiant, kinalculate ng software natin, nakuha natin is 513. Yung conductive, kinalculate natin, nakuha natin ay 16 kilowatt. Next, another source of heat load. Another source of heat load is itong equipment natin. These are the equipments that being used inside the space or in our example, inside the office. So dito makikita nyo, meron mga laptops, may mga computers, may mga printers, may mga plotters. Lahat ito generates heat. As you use this, it would generate heat. So paano natin makukuha yung heat dissipation ng bawat equipment na to? So, balik tayo sa example natin. Meron tayong heat gain. Ang heat gain through equipment is equal to yung area ng office mo, usage density, at saka diversity factor. Ano yung usage density at saka diversity factor? Usage density, this is the amount, this is the amount or kung gaano ka-dense yung mga bagay-bagay sa area ninyo. Halimbawa, meron kang isang office space. Ang normal, sabi sa code, itong office space na to ay able to house 4 computers. Pero dahil sa kailangan mo ng productivity, siniksik mo, ginawa mong 5 or 6. Yun yung usage density. Kung medyo malawak naman o maaliwalas naman yung office mo, kasya ng 4 pero nilagay mo lang 2, yun yung usage density. Diversity factor, this is the amount of usage of the equipment. So halimbawa, yung computer mo, hindi naman 24 hours gumagana yan. Kung nagtatrabaho ka, hindi naman 8 hours nagtatrabaho yung computer mo. Minsan, pipetix ka ng konti, di ba? So mag-i-sleep yan tuwing lunchtime. Or pipetix ka, mag-yoyosi break or coffee break. So mag-i-sleep din yan for 10-15 minutes at any given point. That is a diversity factor. It says that assuming that your equipment is not working 100% all the time. So, saan natin makukuha yung usage density tsaka diversity factor? Sino namang tao ang nag-isip at nag-calculate at gumawa ng research sa bawat equipment tsaka sa bawat uh, area usage? Malay ba nila kung office to, malay ba nila kung gym ito, o malay ba nila kung warehouse ito? So, ASHRAE Fundamentals Handbook provides this data. Sinasabi na niya kung ano ang type of usage at saka kung ilan ang load factor, saka kung ano ang diversity factor. So using this, sinasabi niya gano'n, yung daw space natin would be equal to a load factor of 11 and a diversity factor of 0.75 or 75%. So sinasabi nila usually ang equipment daw ng computer 75% lang siya gumagana. Yung the rest of 25% nag-i-sleep kasi minsan kakain tayo, minsan pepetix tayo, minsan attend tayo ng meeting, naiiwanan yung desktop natin, nag-i-sleep mode sila. So this ASHRAE, this organization actually does research on all of these occupancies to provide us the load factor and diversity factors. Another way of calculating is, so ito halimbawa, ilagay natin yung usage factor at saka yung diversity factor, so nakuha natin 148 watts. Another way of calculating is instead of using the usage density and diversity factor, we could just count how many equipments there are. O itong equipment na to, and then multiply by the heat dissipating qualities given by the manufacturer's cells. ASHRAE also provides that data, that information. ASHRAE also tells us that a computer dissipates this amount of energy for this amount of time. And that can be seen or can be accessed. That data can be accessed through ASHRAE Handbook of Fundamentals Handbook. So ito yung tables kung saan mo makikita based sa motor efficiency or kung medical equipment ba yan or kung printers or other miscellaneous equipments or computing equipments. So some of the most common equipments or the most common appliances, they already measured, they already researched how much heat is being dissipated. Kung kailangan mo ng rep, kung kailangan mo ng coffee mixer, kung kailangan mo ng Xerox machine, they have it there so that you can quantify how much equipment you have and how much heat this equipment is dissipating. So you either use this to get the heat load to get the heat load from the equipment. You have two methods. You either use your area times the usage density times diversity factor, or you count how many equipment there are and multiply it by the heat dissipation characteristics of that specific equipment. If you don't know the specific equipment or the quantities, you can use this. But if you do know, it would be more accurate to just count them and multiply. Question? Medyo mahaba na yon, tatlo na yon. So, pinag-usapan na natin yung radiant, yung conductive, tsaka yung equipment. Question. Da. So, some of the equipment, example natin kanina, coffee maker, the equipment also have a latent heat dissipation or a latent heat load. Bukod sa nararamdaman mong umiinit yung kape, yung tubig na umuusok, latent heat load yun. Because the water evaporates or there's a change of phase from liquid to gas. So there's a latent heat load there. So depende, no? Depende kung how much equipment or what is the equipment, and then you will get your latent heat load. For in our case, we will assume that the latent heat load, walang latent heat load yung mga equipment. We'll just say na ano lang sila, sensible heat load lang sila. Next, lighting. Lighting is separated from equipment because there are lighting requirements or lighting guidelines that are being followed. Aside from decorative lighting, there are required luminars or ano bang unit ng luminous ba o lumens, there you go. There are required lumens for each individual space occupancy. So kapag office ka, dapat yung office mo ganito kaliwanag. Kapag warehouse ka, yung warehouse mo dapat ganito kaliwanag. So merong guidelines no, merong requirement on each occupancy on gaano siya dapat kaliwanag. That's excluding the decorative lighting. Minsan yung decorative lighting kasi spot lang siya, it doesn't add up to lighting up or it doesn't add up to the whole space. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So ASHRAE also provides the data for that amount of lighting. So yung lighting natin, yung heat source from the lights is equal to the area of the space times the lighting density. The lighting density is the required lighting for that particular space. So actually ulit ang nagbibigay ng data, no? So yung area natin is office. So based on table 2, an office should have a lighting of 12 watts per square meter. We would assume that all of this electrical energy, yung 12 watts na to from the lighting, is transferred or converted into heat energy as it glows, as it radiates. So yung 12 watts mo na bombilya, the whole 12 watts will be converted into heat. Yun yung assumption dito. At ang assumption ni ASHRAE, base sa pag-aaral nila sa pag-office, ang average ng office is equal to 12 watts per meter squared. So going back to our example, if our lighting, the heat gain from lighting is equal to the area of the office times the lighting density. Ang area natin is 18 square meters times 12 watts per square meter will equal to 216 watts. Next. Table 3, lighting heat gain parameters for typical operating conditions. So, ito yun. Table 3 for lighting power using space-by-space method. So, kung anong use ng space ninyo. Yung isa naman is heat gain parameters for typical operating conditions. So, magkaiba sila ng konti. Another source of heat is the occupant themselves. There are different types of occupants. Depende sa sex at saka depende sa activity. Siyempre, the guy sitting down extrudes less heat kaysa dun sa guy na tumatakbo o sa guy na naglalakad. So, depende, no? Iba rin yung heat extrudes by from the difference. There's a difference also from the heat extruded by male and female, no? mas mataas yung male kaysa sa female. So the number of people is defined as the density of the space. Occupant density, yun ang tawag nila. So yung ASHRAE ulit, sinasabi nila that adult male and adult female. So yung itong part na to ng table is total heat adjusted, pero ang breakdown niya ito. So ang breakdown niya is 70 sensible, 45 latent. So ito yung data na kukunin natin. 70 tsaka 45. Ang activity ng tao will be dependent sa ginagawa nila. Yung heat nila increases as their activity also increases. So meron yung seated, meron yung light work, meron yung moderate, meron yung sedentary work, and the typical application for this degree of activities is shown here. So tayo, nasa offices tayo. Usually, mga tao sa office, mga nakaupo lang, light work, medyo lakad-lakad lang ng konting meeting, but most of the time, they are seated in their offices. That's why yung sensible tsaka yung latent heat nila, mababa. Okay? Yung occupant density naman, ito, sinasabi dito na kapag ang office space, usually there are 5 person per 100 square meter. So this ASHRAE standard tells you the occupant density, gives you the amount of people that is required or maximum amount of people that is recommended at any given space. Siyempre, mas madali kung bibilangin mo na lang yung tao, di ba? Kung given na yung number of people. But if you don't have the number of people, you do it by occupant density. This formula simply suggests the heat is equal to the number of people times how much it radiates, whether it be latent or sensible. Now we are at sensible. So kung sensible tayo is ito 5 divided by 100 times 70. Ganun. Nakukuha natin yung sources of heat from the occupant. Now, yung occupant mo, namamawis yan. So some of the water from that person also sends out latent heat. Kaya merong latent heat numbers dito. Unless otherwise, balot na balot tayo, no? Para tayo mukha naka-hazmat suit. Walang latent heat. Okay. So, example. As per our occupant, meron tayong 3 times 70, 210 watts. Ito yung sensible natin, kaya QS. Ito yung latent natin, kaya QL. Hindi ko na define kung lalaki o babae. Inassume ko na lang lahat sila lalaki. Lahat sila lalaki. So, nasa maximum ako. So, heat load sensible is 210 watts. Heat load latent, 135 watts. Last, heat sources from outside air. Lahat ng tao nangangailangan ng fresh air. All occupancies requires fresh air. Occupant nga, ibig sabihin may tao. And ang tao, nabubuhay lang siya kapag meron siyang fresh air. How much fresh air does a person requires? The ASHRAE will also provide us that data. Not only the occupant, but the space itself needs fresh air. Bakit? Kapag hindi natin nilagyan ng fresh air, minsan parang maanta yung smell or stuffy ang tawag nila. Minsan may mga molds or to prevent molds or to prevent other organisms living in the space. Kailangan natin ng fresh air. So there are two requirements that we need to satisfy here. We need to satisfy the fresh air requirement by the space and the fresh air requirement by the occupant. And we use whichever is bigger, whichever is larger. So we need to know what is the occupant requirements based on fresh air and what are the space requirements based on fresh air. ASHRAE will also provide us that data. So sinasabi niya dito, sa office space, kailangan mo ng 5 CFM per person or 5 liters per second per person. Here is per person and here is per square meter. Tignan natin kung alin ang mas mataas. Okay. So yung space ng space occupied natin 18 square meter. Alam natin na merong tatlong tao doon. So merong tatlong tao doon. 3 times 2.5 liters per second, we will end up at 7.5 liters per second. These 3 people requires a total of 7.5 liters per second. Let's check on the space. The space requirement, ang sabi niya, ang rate daw nun is 0.3 liters per square meter. So 0.3 liters per square meter times 18 square meter is equal to 5.4 liters per second. Ibig sabihin, i-compare natin yung space requirements sa occupant requirements. Space requirements, occupant requirements, alin na mas mataas? Mas mataas yung 7.5 kaysa sa 5.4. Which means we should use 7.5 liters per second as the amount of fresh air going into the space. Hindi pa rin nakukuha yung heat load ng air. We just know how much air is going to the space. Because now we know that there are outside air that's going into the space, we can now calculate what is the sensible heat by this fresh air coming into the space. Our formula is mCp delta T, where m is the amount of fresh air, Cp is the specific heat of air, and T is the temperature difference between outside and inside. Alam natin, 7.5 liters per second. Ang Cp ng air is 1 kilojoule per kilogram per Kelvin. So convert lang ng units, kilojoule kinonvert sa watts, tapos yung kilogram kinonvert sa liters using the air density, we will be able to calculate it at 72 watts. This is per hour. So 72 watts per hour na to. Yung liters kinonvert sa kilogram per hour. So watts per hour. Yung latent heat naman, meron din yung latent heat, can be calculated by the mass of the air times the latent heat of evaporation and the difference in humidity ratio. Humidity ratio is the absolute humidity, not the relative humidity. Okay? Ulitin ko ulit humidity ratio using absolute humidity, not humidity ratio or not relative humidity. Ano yung outdoor natin? Itong code of practice na to, this is a Singapore standard. Ang pagkakaalam ko sa Pilipinas is nakalagay siya sa Philippine Mechanical Code. Sa Singapore, nakalagay sa code nila is 3226. Ito yung outdoor condition. At yung indoor condition naman ay 23 to 25. So, usually we use 24 para gitna. Ang absolute humidity ay ito. So, using the psychrometric chart, yung 32 to 26, pinlat natin, napunta siya dito. 32 degrees by 26 degrees is equal to, ito yung absolute humidity niya or humidity ratio. Yung indoor air naman natin is at 2450. ito yung absolute humidity niya. So pag binalik natin ito sa formula natin dito, itong difference of humidity ratio is the difference between 18.9 and 9.34. Itong HWE or latent heat of evaporation is constant. This one can be found in the internet. Search nyo na lang. Ito yung formula, ito yung constant na yan. Using this formula, makukuha natin latent heat is equal to 211 watts. This is the latent heat from the fresh air going into the space. So ito ulit yan, no? Yung mga sources of heat natin, radiant, conductive, equipment, lighting, occupancy, tsaka outdoor. Sa latent naman, equipment, occupancy, tsaka outdoor. Kinalculate natin sila, lahat sila nakuha natin. Ito, wala tayong, ulitin ko ulit, wala tayong latent heat sa equipment. Kaya ito yung nakuha natin. Ito yung result sa calculation natin. Nakita natin na ito ay 1,000 watts, ito ay 346 watts. Ang total, ayan, total heat load is equal to sensible plus latent. Sensible heat ratio is equal to total sensible divided by total heat load. Ibig sabihin nito, 77% nitong 1,000 nito is sensible. The other 23% is latent. Importante itong sensible heat ratio kapag kumukuha tayo ng ang tawag dito, equipment sizing. But for now, we will keep it as it is. Kailangan malaman natin yung sensible heat ratio at saka yung total heat load. Question before we continue. Wala? Walang question? Okay. Medyo madami na ako nasabi. Na pag-usapan natin, balik tayo sa table of contents, no? Napag-usapan natin yung recap lang tayo ng sensible at latent heat load. Sensible is the heat that you can measure, that you can feel, increase in temperature. Yung latent is no increase in temperature, but there's heat can be explained by change of phase, like vaporization or melting or turning into ice. Sources of heat are your radiant, your conductive heat load, your equipment, your occupancy, your outdoor. Ano, tama ba? Ayun. Oh, lighting. I forgot the lighting. Sources of latent would be your equipment as specified. Usually you have your occupancy, latent heat from the people coming out, and from the outdoor air that is coming in. The total heat load is the sum of sensible heat plus latent heat. Sensible heat ratio is sensible divided by total heat load. Last but not least, si Ashray, magaling siya. Kasi kinakalculate niya na karamihan ng mga kailangan natin gawin. So, nagbigay siya ng, hindi pala si Ashray, si Arthur H. Bell, nagbigay siya ng usual calculations na lumalabas. So, sinasabi niya, ang offices, usually, ganito karami ang heat load niya. Usually, ganito karami ang tawag dito, ganito karami ang sensible heat niya, sensible heat ratio, tsaka air changes. Ayan. So, binigyan na sa inyo yung usual result ng mga calculation. Depende sa application. Okay? So, tingnan natin dito. Tayo, ang sabi natin, ang total heat load natin is approximately 1,521. So 1,521 divided by 18 square meter, we'll have 84 watts per square meter. Pasok ba tayo dito sa rules of thumb? Pasok. Ayun siya. Total heat is about 84. tayo ay nasa in between ng 73 at saka 118. So kung medyo tamad-tamad tayo gumawa ng mag-calculate, nandito lang tayo kaagad. O yung office nyo, sir, 18 square meter. Oh, okay, I will use the average, 18. Oh, kailangan mo na ganito kalaking aircon. Okay? Question. Dito sa unit na to, makikita ninyo, total heat, nakalagay watts per square meter. Other units for power or for cooling load can be notated as TR or tons of refrigeration. Other units sa Imperial ay BTU or British Thermal Unit. Another is joules. Yung mga Japanese, mahilig sila sa joules. Ang unit of measure nila parati ay joules. Yung mga Amerikano, ang gusto nila BTU or tons, TR or T. Tons of refrigeration can be notated as TR or sometimes just T. Mahilig yung mga Amerikano sa BTU tsaka sa TR. Yung sa Pilipinas usually nakikita ko TR or BTU. Hindi horsepower ha, iba yung horsepower. Sa Singapore, metric na metric talaga sila kaya watts or kilowatts sila. Question. Walang question? Okay. Kung walang question, thank you very much. I will just show you guys saan na yun? Teka lang ha. Tingnan natin kung asan yun. Hindi ito. Ito. Ayan. Okay. So now we are here. Quiz on this topic is due on the 14th. Nakapost na siya. Once the recording is up, I will also post the recordings here. Question, anyone? Okay, kung walang question, then thank you very much. I'll see you guys again next week. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
I asked you that message. But if
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Medyo choppy tsaka mahina.
there
Hello?
Rinig lang po, sir.
Okay, narinig na kita.
Yes po, sir. One of my classmate po, sir, asked if you saw her message, sir, kasi meron po silang freshman something, sir.
I would assume that this is Engineer Panes, Abanda Gutierrez, Jordan,
Yes,
and
sir.
Wenceslao.
Yes, sir. Nakita mo, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.